Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to EB Yoga. Today's class is a gentle flow with no standing poses. So no need to go beyond downward dog. Even downward dog can be optional if you don't feel like heading there today. So lots of gentle stretches and movements, just a nice easy way to get the body moving and get going for the day. You may want a couple blocks and a blanket for modifications for this class, but if you don't have anything, no worries, we'll be good to go just on our own. So grab your props if you like those, and I'll meet you lying down on our mats. If you'd like a roll underneath your body somewhere for the beginning part of this class, grab your blanket here, flick the ends away, and then roll your blanket up like it's a yoga mat. This can go under your back or your neck, anywhere that might need a little opening, a little cushion, or if you want to skip the blanket roll, don't worry about it. I'm going to unroll my roll a little bit so it's a little bit of a smaller roll so that it will fit comfortably underneath my neck. So feel free to adjust your roll. A big roll might feel good under your back, smaller maybe might feel better depending on what you have going on today. So if you want to make that roll, do that, and then I'll meet you lying down. We spend a lot of our days hunched over computers or cell phones, driving. So I like this roll under my neck that just lets my head tilt back a little bit, opens up my throat, giving me a chance to undo some of that forward tilting. Not like I'm texting all day, but you know. And then decide what would feel good for your legs here. I like feet flat, knees bent in. That's what always feels nice on my lower back and hips. And we will take this first couple minutes of class to breathe, connect, get centered. If you'd like your hands on your body for some breath awareness, maybe one hand to your belly and one hand in your upper chest. Notice your breath when you first lie down. Maybe it's a little fast. See if you can slow it down. And begin to send your inhale into your belly. So as you inhale, your belly expands and fills up. Then allow your lungs and your chest to fill up so that you feel like you're full to the very top of your collarbones. And let your torso empty from the top under your collarbones and then your lungs. Empty your belly last. Give your abs a little squeeze. And continue these deep belly breaths. Maybe noticing the way the air enters and exits through your nose. Maybe just paying attention to that physical movement of your belly and your lungs. Whatever helps you connect here. Take a couple more long, deep breaths. And with that last breath, inhale long and deep, fill up your belly, and let it go out of your mouth with a sigh. letting go breath before we start to move. Inhale deep and fill up your belly. Let it go out your mouth with a sigh. And then begin to move your wrist, ankles, fingers, toes. If you have a roll underneath your neck or your back, taking a moment to move that away. And then start to stretch your body out. Arms up, legs down, full body stretch. Reach your fingers, reach your toes. And then grab onto your right wrist, pull it up over your head and stretch your right leg down. Breathe into the right side of your body. One more breath on your right side. And release and switch. Left wrist up and over, left toes point down. Stretch your left side. And one more breath on your left side. And release your arms. Bring your hands in front of you, clasp them, and take little circles with your wrist. Slow your circles down. And then pause and change direction. And slow your circles again. Flip your hands, palms up toward the ceiling. Slowly peel your fingers apart. Couple circles, little shake. And bend your knees in. Take a little rock around on your lower back. You could always windshield wiper your knees here if that feels better. And let's slowly and gently make our way up to sit. Take your time, roll onto the side of your body, and press yourself up. Once you're up to sit, you might want your blanket to sit on here for a little extra cushion. Legs can be straight, crossed, however you'd like. If you feel like you need a little stretch, take a little stretch. And we'll begin with a stretch for our neck and our arms. Taking your right hand out to the side, point it down at your mat. Lift your head up, tilt it toward your left shoulder, looking for that neck stretch. Slowly start to lift up your hand. I feel the stretch kind of move. Maybe rotate your hand, feel a little bit different stretch. Wiggle your fingers. And take a few breaths here, wherever this stretch feels nice in your neck and your shoulder. And if your hand is up, slowly start to drag it back down. Keep leaning your head to the left. And then once your hand touches the mat, bring your head back up to center. Right hand to your mat. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale, stretch your left arm over. And really try to keep your left hip on the mat. If you need to move your right hand for comfort, wiggle it a little further away. Bring it in. One more breath, stretch. And exhale, cartwheel your arm down. Little circle with the shoulders. And then take your left hand out, point it down at your mat. Reach your head up and tilt it to your right side. Again, that hand starts to slowly move up. I start to feel that stretch move down my arm. Maybe rotate your palm, little wiggle of the fingers. Find those different stretches. And take a couple breaths wherever this feels good to you. And if your hand is floated up, just start to float it back down. Keep stretching your head to the right. And once your left hand is down on the ground, bring your head back up. Inhale your right arm. Exhale, stretch it over. Keep your right hip down on your mat. One more breath, stretch, and bring your arm down, couple circles with your shoulders. And then we'll lean back onto our hands. You may need to adjust if you have that blanket underneath you. Feet flat in front of you for a few windshield wipers. Maybe let your windshield wipers grow. Start to pick up your hips, a little twist. One more time to each side. And next time your knees are on the right, hold them there. Pick up your left arm, spin yourself around, little twist. And always feel free to adjust your hips and your legs here. From your twist, begin to lower down onto your right forearm. Left hand can help you balance here if you need to adjust. So you're lying mostly on the right side. My right hip and my right elbow are on the ground. Start to extend your left leg and then pick up your left hand, reach that up overhead and stretch the left side of your body. Left foot can be floating up, a little more strengthening, or you can go ahead and rest it down and I can find a little more stretch. One more breath, stretch. And then bring your left hand behind you, start to bend your left knee and you'll find your left foot. Gently press your left foot into your hand, push your left hip forward, find that stretch in the front of your left leg. And start to let that stretch go. And press your body back up. And we'll take a couple more windshield wipers. And the next time your knees, windshield wiper to the left, hold them there. Pick up your right hand, let that spin you around. Maybe a little adjust with the hips and the legs. Find a gentle twist. One more breath. And start to lower onto your left forearm and on the left side of your hip. Stretch out your right leg and then reach your right arm up and over. Lift up your right leg, a little more strength, or point it to the ground. Stretch out your right side. One more breath. And then bring your right right hand behind you, bend your right knee, find your right foot. Gently press your foot into your hand, push your right hip forward, find that stretch in the front of your right leg. And start to let that stretch go. And begin to press your body back up to sit. Once you're back up to sit, if you need to grab your blanket again, readjust back into your seated position. Just a couple more stretches here. Begin with taking your right arm, reaching it out, bringing it across to your body, and then gently using your left hand to press your right arm closer to you. I find a stretch here in the outside of my right arm and shoulder. Another breath. And let your right arm go. A couple circles with your shoulders. And then bring your left hand out and across your body. And again, gently press. And then check if your arm's coming up way toward your face. Try to keep your shoulder down at its shoulder level. Then I feel more of the stretch here in my arm. And take another breath. And let your left arm go and take a couple circles. And now we will make our way to tabletop and have your blanket handy if you like that under your knees. Get yourself comfortable in tabletop, blanket under your knees, anything else you might like. And we'll start with cat and cow. Inhale, fill your belly up and let it drop down. Exhale, pull your belly in, round your spine up. Let your breath move your body. Come back to that long, deep breath we did at the beginning of class. Take one or two more breaths with cat and cow. Beginning to move to our barrel roll. I like to start rounded up in cat pose and then ribs to the side, belly down, ribs to the other side, round it up. Like you're scraping your rib cage around in a barrel. Slow this roll down one more time in this direction. And take a pause, take your barrel roll the other direction. Slow your roll again, one more time around. Come back to tabletop, take a little wiggle or stretch. And make your way onto your forearms. A couple more cat and cows here. Inhale, fill up your belly down. And then exhale, round up and pull your belly in. And let your breath move your body. Take one more cat and cow breath. And then that barrel roll we did with our spine, taking that movement into our hips and our pelvis. So sometimes I call these the Elvis hips. It sort of depends how big you want to make them. So I just start to circle my hips, tucking it under, and then sticking my butt out and around, taking my hips in a big circle. And if this doesn't feel good, you can do it more like you're heading towards child's pose. Circle it that way. Circle your hips one more time, the direction that you're going. Take a pause, take it the other way. And circle your hips one more time in this direction. And then let your hips sink all the way back to your heels, child's pose. Arms can reach up, back for your feet, or stack your hands, make a little pillow. Take one more breath in child's pose. And begin to make your way back up to table. If you have your blanket underneath you, take a moment to set that aside. And in our tabletop, we're going to do a little flow here since we're not standing up for any sun salutations today. So I'll show you what this looks like, and then we'll do it together about 5 rounds. So in tabletop, make sure your hands are forward of your shoulders and a little bit wider. We're going to be lowering down, and we want to make this easy on our arms and our shoulder joints. So hands a little bit forward, a little bit wide. Take an inhale in tabletop. Exhale, push your body forward, slowly lower onto your belly. Inhale, little cobra. Exhale, press your body up through tabletop and back to child's pose. Take one breath in child's pose, an inhale and an exhale. And then the next inhale brings you back up to table, and exhale would lower down to start the next round. So you might notice that my hands didn't move. So that's kind of the goal, is to get your hands far enough ahead of your shoulders and wide enough so that we don't need to worry about moving our hands here. I also have my knees a little bit wide too, so that when I head back to my child's pose, that's more comfortable too. So take a moment, get set up. We'll head through about 5 rounds of this. Tabletop, take an inhale. Exhale, lower your body down. Inhale, little cobra. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, back to table. Exhale, child's pose. Take a full breath here. Next inhale brings you back up to table. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, back up to table. And exhale, child's pose. Full breath here. Inhale, back up to table. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press up to table. Exhale, back to child's. Full breath. Next inhale, back up to table. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, back up. And exhale, child's pose. Take 3 breaths this time. One more round. Inhale, lift up, table. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, back up to table. Exhale, child's. 3 breaths here. Begin to come back up to table. And take a little stretch if you need a little wiggle. And it's time to make our way to downward dog if you would like to today. If not, feel free to hang out in table, child's pose, take a couple more rounds of that little tabletop flow we just did. Otherwise, we're gonna head to downward dog just to get a little stretched out, and then we're gonna make our way back down. So, tabletop if you wanna hang out there, or let's head to downward dog. Once you come into downward dog, start to bend and straighten your knees. Gently pedal your feet toward the floor. Maybe take your feet a little bit wide. Maybe go as wide as your yoga mat. And then see how that bend and straighten with the knees feels. And if your feet are wide, bring them a little bit closer. And if you would like a 3-leg dog stretch, inhale, lift up your right leg, bend your right knee, and gently pull your legs away from each other. If your right leg is up, start to set it down and switch. Left leg up, bend your left knee and gently pull your legs away. And if your left leg is up, start to set that down. Take a couple more breaths in down dog, any little stretch you like here. From downward dog, bend your knees, drop back into tabletop, and take a stretch back in child's pose, couple breaths. Begin to bring your body back up, and let's make our way back into a comfortable seat. Take a moment to find a comfortable seat if you want to sit on your blanket, legs crossed or extended out. I'd like to end class today with a couple minutes of meditation rather than a traditional flat on your back Shavasana. If you're dying for flat on your back Shavasana, go ahead and lie down. I won't take any offense. I won't even know. But since we just kind of stretched out and got ready to go for the day, I think a couple minutes of meditation would make me feel more awake than if I totally lie down in Shavasana. So, meditation or take a lie down, let's take a couple minutes to come back to where we began class. Long, slow, deep breaths. just being here in this present moment. Take a moment to check in. Where is your attention right now? Can you bring your attention back to your breath? Begin to deepen your breath. And whether you're lying or seated, begin to make small movements with your fingers, toes. Gently start to wake your body back up. And if you're lying down, take a moment to press yourself up and find a comfortable seat. Take a little stretch when you get to sit seated. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. I hope you enjoyed this gentle flow, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Namaste.